Krillin, Tien, Master Roshi, Yamcha, and Chiaotzu. The Z Fighters are back. This chapter wasted no time. They started with a shot of Jacko and the other Galactic Patrol members coming to Earth to help get ready for the upcoming battle. And then we get to see this glorious shot of Yamcha, Chiaotzu, Tien, along with Krillin, Piccolo, Gohan, and Master Roshi. I've been waiting years for this moment. I honestly never thought the day was ever going to come since Toriyama was so laser focused on only the Saiyans and our cast of characters literally being neglected for so long. As we know from the previous chapter, 2 months have gone by and Krillin makes a statement that they have been training hard and should not be underestimated. Yamcha even delivers a line, "It's finally my chance to shine." You have no idea just how happy this makes me. I seriously do not know how to contain myself right now. Anyone who knows me or has watched my previous videos, I'm constantly talking about how I need the human characters to play a role again. It's been so hard watching them just be sidelined for all of these years. Yes! Seeing Krillin or even Yamcha have that confidence in front of an unknown enemy just feels like it's been long overdue. Yamcha has been the butt of all jokes for far too long, and I think he's a really cool character that was incredibly underutilized throughout this entire series. So thank you, Toyotaro. Now, all of these villains show up and decide to spread out across the planet to steal all of Earth's valuables before Moro shows up to absorb its life force and destroy the planet. This forces the characters to go in different directions to minimize the damage they are causing. So Yamcha goes off on his own with some Galactic Patrol as backup, Krillin goes off with Master Roshi, and Tien heads out with Chiaotzu, while Piccolo and Gohan stay behind with Jacko to take on 7-3. This right here is exactly what I've been asking for. Have tons of villains set up so the cast of characters can all do something and fight different villains while Goku and Vegeta handle the main villain. Just have Gohan and Piccolo handle the second in command, while guys like Krillin and Tien handle the middle range fighters, and Yamcha can handle the fodder and other characters, along with Chiaotzu being like a support character to Tien. Yamcha really gets to shine in this chapter, taking down a ton of aliens with little trouble, and makes a reference that he's the 3rd strongest human on the planet. And that line couldn't have made me happier. Seeing Yamcha with his confidence back just feels so good, and seeing him actually take on opponents with little trouble is even more satisfying. We then get to see Krillin and Roshi find Yumba, the panda looking guy who's with a few female villains who run off to keep looting. So Krillin tells Roshi their plan to attack Yumba, but Roshi runs off and says he's going to handle this girls who ran off in the other direction, and also says to Krillin, "You can't go relying on your old master for everything. I'm betting you can handle this guy alone." Now, I know there was a subtle joke thrown in because Roshi wants to go and find the girls, but he only did that because he knows Krillin is more than capable of handling this guy alone. So this right here is what I was wanting. A rematch of Krillin versus Yumba. He's clearly a good match for Krillin, and now that Krillin will be on his own, it means he can have a full-on battle with a strong opponent going all out, and I hope they give him the justice he deserves and takes the win here. This entire chapter is just giving so much love to the Z Fighters, and literally the entire time reading it, I was grinning from cheek to cheek. I'm just so happy this is actually happening. Toyotaro has completely outdone himself. I'm so happy he's splitting up time, showcasing everyone properly, and seriously, I have nothing but huge respect for him right now. I was really upset with how he treated Krillin and Tien during the top arc. He knocked them both out immediately, but the way I see it, he wanted to end that arc as soon as possible because going forward, he was able to tell his own story. Despite being pretty unsatisfied with how the top arc was handled in the manga, it was absolutely worth it to get to this arc because it has been amazing from the beginning. This is hands down one of the best Dragon Ball arcs we have had in all of Dragon Ball. And this right here just sealed the deal for me being one of my favorite arcs in the franchise. Now we get to spend some time with Gohan and Piccolo, and Toyotaro did not disappoint here. 7-3 is behind them and grabs their necks to obtain their power with very little trouble, though Gohan and Piccolo were ready for this and had a plan in place if this were to happen. Gohan pulls off this new move that is essentially an energy shield, blocking 7-3's attack, allowing Piccolo the time he needs to charge up his attack and blast it right back at 7-3, utilizing the shield to help propel the momentum back at 7-3. Genius. Absolutely genius. I love how Piccolo and Gohan are working as a team here, and I hope we see so much more of this going forward. They work really well together, being able to utilize one another's strengths. So 7-3 changes his power over to Gohan's power, but this also doesn't work because they were ready for it. The both of them continue putting work in on 7-3, so now 7-3 was getting completely wrecked and then switched to Moro's power, but again, Gohan and Piccolo were ready for this as well. Out comes 17 and 18, drop kicking 7-3 before he could do anything. Piccolo had this plan from the start because 17 and 18 don't use energy, so 7-3 can't absorb them, making the power useless for them, and now is back 7-3 into a corner with the four of them outclassing 7-3. Again, I have to say, genius. Toyotaro again utilizing Gohan and Piccolo's strengths. Gohan is a really smart character, but we often don't get to see him utilize his genius intellect in a battle. Same goes for Piccolo. I mean, we do get to see it sometimes, but it usually doesn't even matter because the matches were already poorly made and the villain was just so much stronger that it didn't even matter. In this case, all the characters are fighting people who are well matched for them, and because of this, power is not the only thing needed to win, and now we get to fall back to strategy and teamwork. These are all things Piccolo shines at, and it shows here. Having 17 and 18 waiting on the sidelines for their moment, it's exactly the same type of strategy you would see when one army has soldiers with horses waiting in the forest, and after the battle has been going on for a while, they storm in from the sidelines to completely mess up the opponent's formations and catch them off guard. We then get to see Vegeta still struggling to master the new technique, but at the same time, we see he's gotten way more powerful as he easily can sense the powers on Earth despite being on an entirely different planet far from Earth. Though I'm wondering, will he end up learning instant transmission anyway? Or will simply one of the Adradians take him back to Earth? He is running out of time before Moro shows up, and there's no way a spaceship would get back in time, so I'm curious how they will approach this. We also get a small panel of Goku lost in space trying to find his way back to Earth and getting directions from some random aliens. Overall, this has to be one of my favorite chapters so far. I've said it already, but I need to say it again. Anyone who knows me or has watched my past videos will know I am constantly advocating for the Z Fighters. I honestly didn't think it would ever happen. They really were pushed aside for so long. I mean, we are talking since the Android saga. They were sidelined and playing minor roles, helping out, but not directly fighting. I hope moving forward we get to see more of this in Dragon Ball. Don't just create one villain. Create a villain with an army and build up the villain and their second and third in command. That way we can give meaningful fights to the Z Fighters and they can showcase their skills while getting to see them get stronger as well. Toyotaro, if you are somehow watching this, thank you. Thank you so much for doing this. It honestly means so much to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to others who want to see other heroes actually do something other than sit on the sidelines watching Goku and Vegeta fight. This is by far the best way to handle the huge power differences, and you absolutely nailed it, so again, thank you. I can't wait for the next chapter now. I'm wondering who Tien is going to fight. Yamcha took out some fodder, but will he get a tough matchup as well? How about Master Roshi? He's going to take on those 3 female villains, and that will be really interesting to watch despite his pervy side getting in the way. How will Krillin do against Yamcha? I think it will be a tough fight as we saw Yamcha looks to be pretty strong, so it will be awesome to see Krillin go all out and see what progress he has made in those months of preparation. I think everyone is going to have some new stuff to show off, and I can't wait to see it. Also, I'm wondering if 7-3 has another plan, otherwise Piccolo, Gohan, 17, and 18 are going to make quick work of him. This leads me to think Moro is simply going to show up and the 4 of them will have to handle Moro until Goku and Vegeta arrive. I think 17 and 18 have the best chance for Moro, but now that Moro has significantly powered up, they won't be enough to stop him, so a lot of interesting stuff can go on here. Chapter 57 can't come fast enough, but don't forget to subscribe. If you like my content, consider sharing my videos as well. It really does help me a lot. But how do you think the fights are gonna go for the Z Fighters? Are you happy to finally see them back in action? Let me know in the comments below. That's it for this one. I will see you in the next video.